Come onto a journey between the unknown and what we've been told. We are all the same, yet so different. And here is where we find common ground. This is the Downtuned.
This episode of Downtuned, we have a discussion about two twins with weird coincidences behind their lives, as well as a UFO story and a couple theories behind it. Sit back and grab a drink, and let's dive to the deep side of life. Hey guys, welcome to the Downtuned. Thank you so much for coming on to another episode. I'm your host, Joey Gentle saying. Been gone for a while. I'm back. Hope you guys had a nice Halloween and had a nice Thanksgiving full of food, nice delicious food. Christmas coming up. I hope that's great for you guys too. I prefer winter solstice, but who knows whatever you guys, happy Hanukkah. Kwanzaa, I have no idea, but happy holidays to all you guys. Today, I'm gonna look at some weird stuff. Well, talk about some weird stuff. I'm talking about two sets of twins, both different. One Swedish, one from Barbados. Get some interesting stories about them. People got some weird theories about them, but society is weird and life is weird, so you never know what could happen. Also got one UFO story for you guys. Dive a little bit into that outer space. And we'll talk more on life. Maybe. Or maybe I just talk about everything as I go. Who knows? We'll just find out when we dive in. So, the song I was listening to, I've been listening to it. It's called Ideal God by The Devilish Trio. And rapper's name's Hydra Man. I don't know. I think that's how you say it. But these lyrics actually got to me really, really good. It says, everyone dies, crippled or sickened. It happens in time. What's the point of it all? Said the shepherd. Just give me thy soul, and I promise I'll show you the purpose of life, said the devil. The man gave his energy. He signed it in shame with intent to move forward, releasing the plague as it lifted the stress. Everything seemed great until people he loved came up missing. When touching the flames, you expect to get blistered. Extensive replenishes following mischief are real, like the lies told by crooked amendments, so nothing is secret about your opinion. Like that whole line right there. Just that one part. Pretty good. It's like pairing religious in this instance, at least Christianity or Catholicism, taking an instance of what people believe in life. Everyone dies, It crippled or sickened. It happens throughout time, no matter who you are. No one's immortal that we know. Who knows? I'm not immortal, that's for sure. I wish. But when it says, the shepherd says that, it says, give me thy soul and I'll show you the purpose of life, of the devil. It said that guy gave his energy, signed it in shame, freaking didn't want to make a deal, but he wanted to make a better life for everybody, try to make it less stressful for everybody. But in the end, people that he loved came up missing. Things that bad. It says, was one part, where is that? When touching the flames, you expect to get blistered. Extensive replenishes following mischief, like lies told by crooked amendments. Nothing is secret about your opinion. Honestly, like, it just pretty much everything it talked about the devil and all that shit, the meaning it was saying about the devil, exactly what it's referring to the amendments of our governments, society, and all this shit. It's just kind of a good twist. I think in a way I like it. Like, saying in a far run, nothing really matters of what you say, what you do. But saying that it's our decision, that we decide to give our choice to give that power up, whether it's the government, religion, or whatever. You know, it's pretty crazy. I think it's a really good song. You guys should check it out. It's on Spotify. It's a really good song. You guys should really check that shit out, though. Up on in this way, shall we? So these first twins are called the Ericksson twins from Sweden. I don't really know what city they're from. Honestly, I didn't really look that deep into the research. Did get some notes. Just wanted to share their story, I guess. Just a kind of weird ass story. They were twin sisters, one named Sabina and one Ursula. They pretty much lived their whole life, I think, till like they were like 20s. I think it happened when they were 20s or 30s, something like that. I don't really remember, but they pretty much lived their whole lives. One of them had a family, I think, in America, and then they got to see each other in, I think, Ireland. They went to, I think, the UK. I don't remember what city it was, but I know it was in the UK for sure, because there was a TV show. It goes, well, I have it right here, called Motorway Cops in the UK. It's pretty much like a TV show, like in the US. If you're in the US, it's like cops, or like what they have now, it's called Live PD or some shit like that. Well, in Canada, I don't know what you guys have, but kind of want to find out now. I'm kind of curious. But anyways, so pretty much these two twins been together, went on a little trip with each other, but they end up having like a lot of phones. People said they were acting weird. Witnesses, at least, said they were acting weird. People that met them before, or like happened to see them on a bus or in the public, so they were acting a little strange, a little sketchy. Some of them said they were acting paranoid. Found, I guess later on they found phones, like a lot of phones on them. So that's kind of sketchy. Who the fuck needs a lot of phones unless you're doing something sketched? My opinion. But it was pretty much days before even the main incident happened to that. Yeah, they were acting paranoid and stuff like that. They pretty much went to a highway and they were going to the dividers over cars, trying to ride in between cars and shit. And they almost got hit. And then I guess someone called, I think it's 999 in UK. I don't know. I don't know that much about the UK. I barely know enough about the US. But yeah, they were in the UK going to the divider. Someone called the 999 or whatever equivalent to 911 is, and they came and tried to see the sisters that were cooperating, talking to the police, acting normal. And then all of a sudden, like, one of them broke through. There's a couple pictures online. They actually ran into like cars. They literally ran into the car, not even around the cars. They didn't really care. Apparently, one of the cops said like something of, one of them yelled, "I'm gonna steal they're gonna steal your organs," and before they ran into the traffic. But who knows if they actually did say that? I do not know. I wasn't there, but that's what the police said over there. So you could trust police all the time, I guess. In UK, I trust them more than over here. Their brother claims that days before they were called and saying that they're getting chased by somebody bad, that they didn't tell him who, but that they said that's what they said. After this incident, during this incident, it was as they got hit by cars. One of them, I think it was, Sabina got up, and she was like, after she got hit by the car, got up and literally socked the cop in the face. He ran away after getting hit by a car. She ran and again got detained. Apparently got hit by another car or something like that. And, they were arrested. They both went to the hospital for their injuries. After that, Sabina got charged because she was the first one to get discharged from the hospital. After she got discharged from the hospital, she pled guilty to assault, and then she left the jail after she did her time. Apparently, it's just only one day there. Wish I was there. Wish we had those laws. But as she was leaving, she said, "Accidents rarely come alone in my country. Usually, one follows, maybe two." And that's kind of creepy. Say that as you're leaving the PED station. But, as the girl Sabina leaves, she goes wandering around. I guess as time goes on, she met two men, as one was walking a dog and one of them was his friend. During this time, she was asking for if they knew a bed and breakfast or a hotel or something she could stay at. And one of the males offered for her to stay at his house, and she did. She stood there. She went there with the men. One of them left home, and the other one stood. One of them was last seen going to his neighbor's house and asking for sugar or something like that equivalent. And the next time they seen him was stabbed multiple times on his front yard. And Sabina was the person that did it. I don't really know why she did it, but it seems to me kind of like paranoia, schizophrenia type of thing. But there's rumors extending from Oregon and drug trafficking to the point that there were drugs, or they lost a sense of reality, as they were if you're on a drug ban, you're probably gonna lose a sense of reality and go crazy. You never know. But I think it was really crazy, the fact that it was happened on TV back then. So that's pretty crazy. And that the fact that this girl Sabina ended up killing somebody. She went to jail. Her other sister Ursula happened to get out of jail. Instead of even trying to look for her sister, I guess she went directly back to her family. Probably would do the same thing after an incident like that. But yeah, that's the story of the Ericksson twins of Sweden. That's pretty crazy though. I think it's really intense, their story. Next twins are the Gibbon twins, aka the silent twins. It's believed that they didn't talk at all. Well, story is basically they're children from Barbados. They had speech impediment. They couldn't talk right, so they were bullied a lot growing up in elementary school. Their names are Jennifer and June Gibbon. They were bullied so much at point. Apparently to a point that the principal would let them out early and hope that they wouldn't get bullied no more. It got so badly to a point where they stopped talking completely to everybody. Anybody that wasn't each other. Or their youngest sister at the point that was in the same room as them. They even made up their own language that people didn't understand them. They created their own language. Later on in life, they end up finding out the language is actually them just speaking English really, really, really fast. And if you slow it down, you can hear them and understand them. As they grew older, started writing diaries, poems, books. They're really talented females at their age. They got locked into a mental asylum when they were 19 after an arson incident. And they both went, and that's when their problems started really getting bad. They believed that for them to live a better life, that one of them had to die. And apparently one of the sisters, Jennifer, agreed that she'll be the one to leave. As time went on, they lived their lives in a mental asylum, and Jennifer did indeed die of heart problems, of inflammation of the heart. I think it was when the heart grows way bigger than it's supposed to be. But she wasn't poisoned. There was no traces of any foul play or anything like that, so she died as she promised to her sister. Her sister June ended up growing up, having a family, having a good life, just like they thought, which is really creepy in a sense. But there's a documentary from BBC. I don't remember what company documentary that one, but that one's really, really good. I think I have it on YouTube, but I think it's really sad of their story, because a lot of people thought that they were crazy, and I think it was a lot of the times, or at least during that time, was more racism and not understanding about isolation. These children had speech problems and getting bullied about it. They isolated themselves because they felt like they were entities and they didn't want to be a part of it. It's really sad, but I think it's a really nice story. If you actually read the whole thing, that at least one of them had a life, ended up having a life. It's kind of mysterious how the other sister died, that due to the fact that they literally said she would die for her. I think it's really crazy how that's the fact. That brings a lot of people to a theory that they had a mental connection, and that one of them had half of their mind and the other one had another. A lot of weird conspiracies about it, but it's really, 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 really sad and really interesting, honestly. I think it's called Silent Twins Without My Shadow. About less than an hour long. You guys should check it out. It's really, really good. But those are stories of these two set of twins. For some UFO stories. So, this story happened to me personally, and a couple friends. I don't know if they remember, but I've talked to them about this situation for a long ass time. But anyways, it was me. I had a couple of friends, Ricky, David, Michael, Chris was there, Chompers, call him Chompers. His name's Jonathan. Who else was there? A couple of us were there. They were in a band with each other back then. They're Vulpix. Yeah, it was after the Pokemon Vulpix. I just realized that was after the Pokemon Vulpix. So, they had band practice at this guy named Timmy's house. I think he was part of it too. I don't remember. They're having band practice inside the garage. And then after we got bored, so we ended up having a pool party in the back, because he had a pool. That guy Tim had a pool in the back, and just swimming around, just a good time. I don't remember when this happened, honestly. I can't remember the year, but I remember it was in high school, so it had to be between 2009, 2011. I want to say between those years. The years I went to a certain high school. But basically, we were having a little pool party at the jacuzzi. We were just chilling. We're all just looking around, just chilling. We couldn't drink. We didn't know alcohol because we were underage. Wish we did. And like, look at the stars. Or at least I was looking at stars, and I seen this like little like shiny little ball. Kind of looked like kind of like a satellite, I guess. But like, it was moving like an airplane, like super fast. Cause the satellite, I don't know if you've seen a satellite from out in orbit. Like, it looks like a star, but it moves a little bit. Like, this one was moving super fast though. It was moving kind of like a helicopter or an airplane, just like super fast. Seen it, but like the moon, like right here, and like I want to say like 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock. That was where the moon was. And this thing was orbiting public at 12 o'clock in the middle. And it was just flying. It was like probably like a reddish tinted orange. Orange tinted red or whatever. We want to say like red or reddish orange. And it was just like fucking flying super fast. Back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, that's kind of weird. So I let someone do that. They just go in like one area. And that's it. Like, they just keep on going. They don't go back and forth, basically. And so I was going back and forth. And the moon, basically, from to 11 o'clock where the moon was, to 12 o'clock back where it came from. Back and forth, back and forth. But it wasn't going like super, super fast. Not like fucking... I wish it was going like that fast. Because that'd be crazy. Crazy. But this one was going like super fast. Like, kind of like... I would say... If you see an airplane up close, kind of like that. Like that slowness, steadiness, like that. Just like a steady. You know, I guess it was like, you could say an airplane kind of thing. This thing was like only glowing orange. It had no blinking lights. It had nothing like that, like you would see. And like an airplane or anything like that, or a helicopter. This thing was like a solid red and solid orange, reddish color. But it was going back and forth. I was like, what the hell is that? And I pointed it out to everybody. Everyone started looking, and like, we're like, what the fuck? And we started talking about it. We're like, oh, what can it be? And as we're talking about it, just like, we're like, I wonder if it's like, we're wondering like, oh, maybe it's like, oh, a certain type of new airplane or some shit like that. But like, nah. We looked at it. We were watching. It went from 12 o'clock to 11 o'clock again, underneath the moon. When underneath the moon, it turned into like a blue. Like, I want to say like light blue, baby blue kind of color. And it's still that color. And it stood underneath the moon. And it went up. And it went down. And it went to the side, to the right side, back to 12 o'clock. And then it went shot up. And it disappeared. Everyone tripped out. Everyone was like, what the fuck was that? Like, nah, what? Like, what the fuck? And we're like, kind of creeped out at that point, because like, it wasn't like a figure or anything. We didn't see no detail. We just seen light, like this fucking reddish blue light. I mean, this reddish orange light turned to do that little pattern and then go underneath the moon, turn blue, and then go back to 12 and shoot up and fuck disappear. We were tripping. I was like around November. I remember now. I was like around November. I want to remember what year, just so I can narrow it down. So like, anyone new with any information around Whittier. This is what happened around a Whittier area. I think, yeah, it was happening around Whittier, like Greenleaf area. But like, it was pretty trippy. I think that shit was crazy as hell. I don't know what it was. I'm not gonna say it was like it's like aliens or anything like that, but like, it was a UFO to me because it was an unidentified object. That shit was fucking crazy though. I wish I had footage. We tried to record it too on the phones, and none of us, because phones sucked back in the day. At least our phones sucked back in the day. All the cameras sucked, so all of it came out blurry. So it was really hard to get on camera, but it was fucking crazy though. Like, all of us seen it. So like, I know that none of us were tripping out. None of us were just imagining that shit. But like, shit was real. But it was cool. I don't know what you guys think. You guys think it was a UFO? Nah. Do you guys have any UFO stories? Do you guys have any more crazy UFOs, more convincing UFO stories, or do you just like disprove UFOs in general? I'll never know, but I would like to know. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts. Just let me know. Theories out there about the UFOs from aliens. I don't know. I really don't know about the alien thing. Like, I do believe about aliens, but I don't know if they visit Earth. If they have, then they're probably already here. We're already invested with aliens. We probably are the aliens. In fact, we probably are the aliens. Who knows? And in biological form, we are aliens. But alien form, I don't. I believe maybe if there is aliens, they're already here. If there isn't aliens, then someone's saying shit and they're hiding themselves really good. Or they don't want to see us because we're fucking stupid. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But some people believe like they're like altered dimensional beings. Like they're like fourth dimensional beings. So everything that we see of aliens or technically another dimension is so like an astral projection or another things like that manifesting in the third dimension of what we are. People believe that, and it's pretty interesting in a way to me if you actually think about it. If you actually hear people that are in science talk about this type of things, they're kind of really interesting. Not the ancient alien bullshit, because my mom's into that stuff. My mom loves ancient aliens. I hate ancient aliens, but like it's kind of more base of science more than like guessing or theory. But it's like more mathematical basis. Like how can you say the Earth is the only out of this whole infinite universe? How is Earth the only one that has life forms? Maybe not as like Guardians of the Galaxy form. But like maybe a form like us, like in another Earth or another type of dimension like that. Who knows? You never know. You can't discredit it because we're not that fucking far in the universe. We still have lots to see. There's still things that are mainly discovered because we haven't even discovered as much as in our own planet. There's still, I think, fucking 95, 90, 85%, I don't know, percent of the ocean that we have not seen. Come on. There's things that we can find in our own Earth. There's things we can find out there we have never ever seen. Like, it's to me, it's a good thing to think about. If you don't believe in that, then maybe we are the only ones on Earth. Maybe these things that we call aliens, maybe these things we call UFOs are the things that you believe in. That were your proof or whatever you call whatever. It's whatever there's proof of, what's more balance of what can be proven, what can't, I guess, nowadays. Science gets disproven every single day. Mathematical forms, I guess, the only way that can be not disproven somehow. Do not know how. Some of them do, but not always. But some of them do. But that's pretty crazy, though. Like, what if they are ultimate dimensional beings? What if we die and we become the ultimate dimensional beings and become these alien type of creatures and shit? It's weird, but some people believe in it. We never know what's going to happen in the afterlife. We never know what's going to happen in the end, honestly. We all could just move forward and just keep on going. I really don't know. But I hope you guys have an open mind, just like I do. We're on a journey to find out. We'll find it out together. We're going to find everything. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the third episode of the Downtuned. I'm your host, Joey the Gentle Sand. I hope you guys stay tuned for the next one as we go on to this next journey to find out what's going on. It's all around the world.